free agency kicks off, it's getting close, just a week away, I believe. Things are about to start hitting off. But a team that I think will be a contender next season, a team that I think will be one of those top teams in the NFC. I mean, heck, his rookie year, Jaden Daniels took this team to the NFC Championship game with a lesser roster. I think this season they can make some moves to get back into the swing of things, especially with the Eagles keeping Nick Sirianni. That team probably, continuing trending down. The Cowboys could be good next season. John Harbaugh with the Giants. So that division is going to be tough, but I can see the Commanders as a team that comes out on top potentially if they do these moves. But 4 moves in free agency that I think the Commanders can make to get back to where they need to be. Let's talk about, their needs first and their cap space. They have $96 million in cap space, one of the most in the NFL. Their needs right now: wide receiver, edge, tight end, safety, and linebacker. And if they cut Marshawn Lattimore, they could have $18.5 million more in cap space. So I think that's something that they do very soon. But let's break down my 4 moves, 4 free agents that I think can make a big impact for the Commanders. Not predicting them to, sign all 4. These are just 4 guys I would target if I'm them. And with this list, I think they bring in at least 2 to 3 of these guys out of the 4. But the one that I think that has the best chance to be in Washington, he hasn't been with the 49ers. You can't find bro. They haven't seen him in a long time. But Brandon Aiyuk, this is a receiver. Jaden Daniels, them two had a great relationship. They're best friends. They hit out the park in Arizona State. And this is what Jaden Daniels wants. Scary Terry already is a legitimate top receiver in the league, a weapon for Jaden Daniels. Those two have a great connection. Getting him Brandon Aiyuk, who's not far removed from being an all-pro receiver in the league. Now, 2024 was a down year for him, but 2023, he was one of the best receivers in the league. 1,342 yards receiving, 7 receiving touchdowns, 17.9 yards per reception. This guy's a playmaker. Jaden Daniels throwing deep balls back to Brandon Aiyuk will be special. That connection, I think he could be a 1,000-yard receiver if he comes to Washington. I think you'll get him on a cheap deal. I think he'll take a discount if he's going to be back playing with his best friend. And this is an opportunity we've been waiting to see. I mean, Brandon Aiyuk's been rumored to be a Washington Commander for quite some time. He's 27 years old, about to be 28. This is a spot that I think he goes to get back his mojo, gets back his juice, the familiarity, and with a chance back to play with his best friend, Scary Terry, another top receiver. Shit, I'd even bring back Deebo Samuel. Imagine that trio of receivers. But yeah, I think Washington's the best spot for Brandon Aiyuk, and I think that's a spot where he'll make the most impact and get back to dominant play. So cheap deal. You give me an all-pro receiver for cheap, I'll take it. Far removed from his injury too, I think that's fine. I think we'll see great play from Brandon Aiyuk again in Washington. Another guy I'd bring to Washington, Isaiah Likely at the tight end position. This is somebody who's only played like 60% of his snaps in his seasons in Baltimore, but when you needed more from him, he's showed up. When you need a big play, he's been the guy that you could trust. I mean, the play against the Steelers that set up that first down on 4th down, yeah. It's plays like that. I know with the Chiefs game, if his foot was a little shorter, they win that football game, but that game he was dominant. He's shown flashes of being a top 5 tight end in the league. And with Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels both being similar quarterbacks, I think he would have that great connection with Jaden Daniels too. And I think with replacing a guy like Zach Ertz, who's been pretty effective with the Commanders, I think Likely could be a 1,000-yard receiving tight end in Washington. Only 25 years old. And this is somebody that fits the scheme, fits an offense that likes to run. He fits that because he's one of the best blocking tight ends in the league, along with being somebody that's dangerous after the catch, explosive, a receiver in a tight end's body. Like, he has the full package. He has all the great traits of being a great tight end. And, averaging 400 yards a season in Baltimore is kind of criminal for what his talent is. But yeah, when Mark Andrews went down, he was putting up numbers as a top tight end. So I'm excited to see him get this opportunity to be the number 1 guy for once. And in Washington, think he would light it up. Brandon Aiyuk, Scary Terry, and Isaiah Likely with Jaden Daniels. This offense would be special and explosive as hell. Now, Devin Lloyd on the defensive side of the ball, you need a run stopper. The Commanders' defense wasn't stopping nobody through the air or in the run game. So getting a linebacker, 2nd-team All-Pro last season, 76 tackles, 5 interceptions, 1.5 sacks. This is a guy that could do it all, versatile. You can move him around like a chess piece. Really good, off ball blitzing linebacker. Dan Quinn, I think he could cook with a linebacker like this. 28 years old, too. This guy was dominant against the Chiefs, where he had that pick six. Had a lot of games where, he had a pick, but this Jacksonville defense was number one against the run. This defense was just as good as the Bears in terms of creating turnovers. So this is somebody you need, a guy that's going to be a game changer. And I think Devin Lloyd, what we saw from him last season is what we'll see from him moving forward. It was that kind of career season that could propel a great career after. Explosive, physical, got more physical in the run last season. 88.4 overall PFF grade. This is a defensive player I'd spend a bag on. Just in terms of value, in terms of impact, what he can do for your defense, this is the right guy to add. Or you could go Sonny Styles, but the linebackers for the Commanders, it's a slow group. Bobby Wagner was their starting guy, their elite guy. Frankie Louvu, he's a good, solid linebacker, but you add Devin Lloyd next to him, that linebacker room looks a lot better. The next guy I got is Trey Hendrickson. They need an edge bad. And Hendrickson, back-to-back seasons with 17 and a half sacks before last season. Obviously, it was a down year. The Bengals were torturing, bro, for an off season, damn near 2 off seasons, trying to, franchise tag him, keep him, but not paying him what he's owed and what he's deserved. This is a top 5 pass rusher in the league. 31 years old, but I think this is somebody that could come to the Commanders defense, make an impact, dominate, and still put up double-digit sacks and get consistent pressure for this defense. Last 5 seasons, 60 sacks, 4-time Pro Bowler, and 1-time first-team All-Pro, led the NFL at sacks 1 season. So I think this guy could be a beast. So yeah, in a new situation, destination like Washington, desperate for game changers on defense, game wreckers, I think, Hendrickson would make an impact. And when you get that elite pass rusher, everything opens up for the defense. So getting a Devin Lloyd, getting a Trey Hendrickson would do wonders for this defense and help Aiyuk and Daniels in this offense a little bit, take the pressure off of them. So out of the 4 bunch, I think Brandon Aiyuk's guaranteed going to be with the Commanders. Really like the Isaiah Likely addition, and I think Hendrickson. Those 3 would be the moves that the Washington Commanders make this offseason. Still don't know about Devin Lloyd. Would be a move that I think they could spend some money on. Definitely an area of need that they need to. But right now, I think Hendrickson, Likely, and Aiyuk end up in Washington to help propel the Commanders to winning the offseason potentially. Let me know down below your thoughts on this and who you want the Washington Commanders to sign. Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.